Hello and welcome to Worthington University. My name is Joel DeYoung, and today we're going to talk to you about a new product called the Guardian by Dome. Now, I know you guys have seen some valve controllers before, and even some plumb-in valve controllers, namely Fortress Z has one that you plumb right in. That's going to be Z-Wave RF, so that would tie in with a Z-Wave hub and that kind of thing. With this solution here, it's a completely standalone system. It's hubless, as they would say, and basically what happens is you're going to get a kit. The kit's going to include the main controller, and this is going to be your bridge to the Wi-Fi. So that's going to talk to your Wi-Fi, and then also in the kit comes with 3 different water sensors. They're all the same form factor. As you can hear, they do have a tilt switch in there, so any evidence of tamper, you're actually going to get a notification on the app. Before I get to that here, these 3 water sensors in the box, once you pull them out, you'll notice there's actually a magnet underneath them. The reason for that is because once you pull them out of the box, it's actually going to activate the reed switch that's built in here, and it's going to automatically pair the water sensors with your controller itself. So really, really neat, really intuitive. So as soon as you pull them out, they're paired with the controller, and you're basically off to the races. All you really have to do is set up the Wi-Fi for the controller, and at that point you're going to get notifications based on water, based on tamper, and that kind of thing. I will show you a quick installation of the water valve itself, which is really, really cool. So out of the box, we have this water valve controller, I should say. This will operate on quarter-turn valves from 3/4 to 1 1/4 inch, and they will be coming out with a larger model here pretty soon, but at this point, that's what we got. And basically, we're going to go ahead and line up the center rotating piece with the actual valve itself, and that's going to fit right on top. Now there's different size handles, so what you do basically would just turn the center piston around, and it latches onto the handles a little bit better for a better size fit. Now once we push this down, this would accommodate different size valves as well as different size pipes. So as you can see, there's a little bit of a spring-loaded action going on there. That's basically just to help you out in case the sizes are a little bit off. And then, last but not least, all we have to do is crank this down here on either side. There's rubber clamps, so you're not crimping down on your copper pipes with anything metal or anything like that. It's not going to hurt any of your pipes or anything like that. Once you have it cranked down, you're pretty much ready to go. Now, the only other thing in the box here, aside from the controller and the 3 water sensors, you're actually going to get 2 remote temp sensors as well. And what's nice about these is you can basically put them into any location you want. They're real super tiny, as you can see. They fit in the palm of my hand, about the size of the end of my thumb here. And there's a couple locations we can put these. First is the water sensor. There's an input on the water sensors that you can plug it right in, and it'll actually act as an extension of the water sensor. So not only is the sensor itself going to work, but the external sensor will as well. And then there's another location, which is right on the controller itself. There's an input for the probe there as well. So if you feel like you have a drippy valve or that kind of thing, then you can put it right there, and you'll know whether or not that it's going to be leaking or not. So it'll give you a little bit of redundancy and kind of cover the whole playing field there. Now there is going to be an option for battery backup. Right now we don't have the part numbers in our system. We're trying to work some things out with the manufacturer to get that going here. So right now we don't have an option, but we will in the near future here have option for battery backup in case of a power failure and that kind of thing. Another benefit to the system is all these devices have temperature metering built right in. So not only are you going to get reports of water, but you're also going to get reports of temperature should you want to do that as well. Now, getting back to the water sensors, the sensors themselves actually have an astounding range. I saw a couple specs where it's basically 1,000 feet, give or take. I've seen a couple different numbers, but either way, we're covered basically with any house that we're up against here with the range anyway. Very, very powerful wireless signal that they transmit between each other. And the sensors themselves are actually going to have up to a 10-year battery life, which is very, very impressive for industry standards at this point. So that's definitely a good selling point. Now, another really cool thing about these is, if you probably won't be able to see it in the video here, but on the top here, there's actually a little bit of a dip, and on the top, inside the dip, there's a contact sensor. So basically, if you wanted to put this under, let's say, a trap under your sink, or if you think that your toilet's leaking, we're going to put this underneath there, and it's actually going to drip and catch and run into the little dip here and make contact with the sensor, and then you're going to have a water alert at that point. So as I mentioned, not only do the sensors have that, but they're also going to have a tamper built in. So if your cleaning lady actually was walking around the home, decided to move one of them, you're actually going to get an alert that that one was moved, and you should check it out. So basically, it's an accelerometer that's built in that's monitoring whether it's being moved or not. Now, it's not available yet, but I figured it was worth a mention. They will be coming out with a Siren here pretty soon, so you're actually going to get an audible alert as opposed to just an alert on your phone. So in case you know your phone is charging upstairs, you're downstairs, you hear the alarm going off, you know that there's something going on with your water system here. So that's definitely going to be something that's going to be released here pretty soon. That's also going to have the built-in temperature and everything like that. Right now we don't have pricing, we don't have part numbers yet, but check back with us shortly and we'll have information on that again. So I pretty much talked about all the devices themselves anyway. The only thing that I have to talk to you about is the app. I'll do a little bit of screen share here. As you can see, the app here is it's called Guardian. Looks like a little blue square with a G on it. So once we open that app here, an initial setup, it would walk you through setting up say the Wi-Fi and that kind of thing. Because this is all done already, we actually don't need to do that. So here's what the app would look like on every average day. The splash screen always has the weather. As you can see there, it's clear and 88 here in Northeast Pennsylvania, and it looks like everything for our system anyway is all good. So as you can see, it's basically always give you the status of the system regardless of what's going on. Now, as you can see here on the left side menu, basically you can add more devices if you wanted to. Let's say you wanted to add more water sensors, we can do that and that kind of thing. We can also have multiple controllers, I guess, on the same system, and you can add those here. Edit location is pretty straightforward. If you, let's say, moved your house and you wanted to change it so you get better weather reporting, that's what that's for. And then My Account is basically just your account information with your email, your name, and your password and that kind of thing. But the main app here, as you can see on the bottom left, is Activity. The system is going to log every single thing that's actually happened. So as you can see here, just from being moved around here, the sensors actually reported that they were moved, and it'll even tell you the time and how long ago it was that it happened and the date. So as you can see, 4 minutes ago, and going down 6 minutes and 7 minutes. So this is all from just now when we started the video. But it will backlog everything. So as you can see here, I can go all the way back to, I believe this is, yep, September. So earlier September, the oldest one here being September 9th. So as you can see here, it's definitely going to be an extensive full list of the history of the system and that kind of thing. Now the only other section that we have here is the devices. As you can see, all the devices that we have in our kit are in here. And it's pretty straightforward. Obviously we're not controlling anything crazy except for the water valve in the event that you actually want to control it here. But right here, basically it's just a breakdown of whether the sensor is dry, the battery life, and then the temperature itself is going to be under there. And then a little bit of extended settings, basically renaming your device, specific notifications from this device specifically, and that kind of thing. And then the only other thing to show you here would be the valve itself. And as you can see here, it's currently closed, and the sensor type is dry, the temperature is 57, and the status is online. The only other options that we would have under there would be if we wanted to change the Wi-Fi, and again, the notification specifically for the water valve. It's the water valve controller. Now once we have it on the pipe here, basically we're ready to go here. What we can do is we can control it manually right from the location with the button that's on the top of the controller. As you can see there, the valve was closed. Now the next thing we can do is actually open up our Guardian app here, and we can actually just control the valve right from there, should you ever want to do that. That would be under the devices section, of course, and the valve controller is right there. Now, right now the current status is closed, so if I go ahead and tap on that, it's actually going to open the valve for us. And there you have it. If you're interested in buying the Guardian kit from Dome here, give us a call back at 800-282-8864. I'd like to thank you for tuning into Worthington University, and I hope to hear from you soon.